I'm 79 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. Everything you've been taught about success is a lie, and I should know. I didn't just believe the lie, I worshipped it. I followed the rules perfectly for 60 years. I worked harder than everyone else in the room. I made the sacrifices. I missed the parties. I built the wealth. And you know what I have to show for it? $4 million in liquid assets. A portfolio that makes my financial advisor smile. And absolutely nobody to share it with. Let me be clear about something before we go any further. I'm not making this video for sympathy. I don't want your pity. I deserve the silence in this house. I'm making this because I look at the world today and I see you. I see you making the exact same mistakes I made, and unlike me, you still have time to change the equation. But that window is closing faster than you think. Let's go back to the moment the trap snapped shut. I didn't hear it click. You never do. I was 32. It was a Tuesday in 1977. I got my first real promotion, assistant director at a top-tier consulting firm. Good salary, better title, the kind of job that makes your parents brag to their neighbors. On that same day, literally the same afternoon, my wife told me she was pregnant with our second child. I remember standing in our kitchen that night. The linoleum floor was peeling slightly in the corner, something I promised to fix but never did. I was doing the math in my head. A bigger house, private schools, college funds, inflation, retirement, security. I looked at her, eyes bright with excitement and fear, and I said the words that would define the next 40 years of my life. I said, "Honey, I need to focus on my career right now, just for a few years, just until we get stable. Then I'll have more time for the family." She nodded. She trusted me. That was 47 years ago. Here is the first lesson nobody teaches you in business school. There is no such thing as just a few years. Those few years turned into a lifetime. The goalpost always moved. First, it was the down payment. Then it was the promotion to partner. Then it was the vacation home. Then it was the retirement number. I started working 70-hour weeks. I took projects nobody else wanted because they required travel. I convinced myself I was building something, creating a future, providing. That's what good fathers do, right? That's what I told myself every time I missed a soccer game. Every time I was too tired to read bedtime stories. Every time I chose the conference room over the dinner table. I turned my love into a transaction, and I thought I was a good man for doing it. And here's the dangerous part. It worked. On paper, it worked beautifully. I made partner at 38, bought the colonial house on the hill at 40. By 50, I was in the top tier. By 60, I had more money than I ever dreamed of as a kid. Success. That's what everyone called it. My colleagues respected me. Clients paid premium rates for my time. I had made it. But somewhere along the way, I stopped being a husband. I was a provider, sure, but not a partner. My wife and I lived in the same house, but we weren't together. We were roommates with a shared mortgage. And I didn't even notice. I was too busy optimizing for the next quarter. She left me when I was 61, after 30 years of marriage. I want to tell you something that still keeps me awake at night. When she said she wanted a divorce, do you know what my first thought was? It wasn't about losing her. It wasn't about the heartbreak. My first thought, God help me, was about how the divorce would affect my taxes. What kind of person thinks that way? I'll tell you what kind. Someone who spent 3 decades optimizing for money instead of love. Someone who measured success in dollars instead of moments. Someone who was so busy building wealth that he forgot to build a life. But it gets worse. My kids. I have a son and a daughter, technically. In reality, I barely know them, and they barely know me. My son is 47 now. He lives 3 hours away. We talk maybe twice a year. Obligatory phone calls on birthdays and Christmas. 5-minute conversations about the weather, about the stock market. We never talk about life. He learned that from me. I taught him that feelings don't matter, only results do. My daughter is 44. A few years ago, she invited me to her wedding, her second one. I was traveling for a client presentation, a very important merger, so I sent a generous check instead. I thought that was enough. I thought money could substitute for presents. It can't. She has 2 children now, my grandchildren. I've met them exactly 3 times. Do you know what they call me? They don't call me Grandpa or Pop. They call me the Money Grandpa. Because that's my role. I send checks on their birthdays. I send Amazon gift cards. That is my entire legacy to them. I am an ATM machine that breathes. 3 years ago, my daughter's husband had a health scare, cancer. It was a difficult year for their family. I didn't know about it until it was over. She didn't call me. Why would she? I was never there when she scraped her knee at 6. I wasn't there when she graduated at 18. Why would she think I'd be there when her husband was sick at 40? That moment, when I found out months later through a mutual friend, that's when it hit me. I had spent 60 years building financial security, and I had nobody to be secure with. You want to know the cruelest irony? I can afford anything now, any trip, any experience, any luxury. I have the money and the time. I'm retired after all. But I have nobody to travel with, nobody to share experiences with, nobody who cares if I'm even alive. Last month was my 79th birthday. Nobody called, nobody texted. My ex-wife remarried 5 years ago. I hear she's happy with a retired school teacher who has no money but plenty of time. My kids are busy living the lives I funded but excluded myself from. So on my 79th birthday, I sat in my $4 million house. I ordered Thai food takeout. I sat on my Italian leather sofa, and I watched a rerun of a sitcom alone. I looked at my bank account app, $4,102,000, and I realized that alone is far more expensive than broke. I see young people today, maybe you, making the same choices I made. You tell yourself, I'll work hard now, make money, then enjoy life later. You sacrifice relationships for promotions. You skip family dinners for client meetings. You postpone life for career. And every single one of you thinks you're different. You think you'll balance it better. But you know what? That's exactly what I thought at 30. I thought I was smarter. I thought I was more disciplined. I wasn't. And neither are you. Not if you keep making the same trades I made. If I could go back, and God, I wish I could, here's what I would do differently. I would work to live, not live to work. I would choose dinner with my wife over dinner with clients. I would go to every single one of my kids' events, even if it meant missing a meeting. I would take the vacations. I would be present, but I can't go back. That door is locked. Yours isn't. Not yet. Here's my challenge to you. Pull out your phone right now. Look at your calendar for the past month. How much time did you spend working? How much time did you spend really being with the people you love? Not half present while checking emails, but fully engaged. Be honest. The ratio will scare you. Now imagine it's 47 years from now. You're my age. You're looking back. Will you be satisfied with that ratio? Or will you have $4 million and nobody who cares? I'm 79. Statistically, I have maybe 5 years left, maybe less. And I'm spending them alone because of choices I made when I was your age. Choices that seemed smart at the time. Choices that everyone said were the right ones. Build your career, make money, provide, succeed. I did all of that. And I lost everything that actually mattered in the process. Don't be me. wait until you're 79 to realize that the ladder you've been climbing is leaning against the wrong wall. The money will come, or it won't. Either way, you'll survive. But you won't survive the regret of realizing too late that you spent your entire life working for a future that never arrived, because you were so busy preparing for tomorrow that you forgot to live today. I have $4 million, and I would trade every cent of it to go back and do it differently, to be a better husband, a better father, a better man. But I can't. That chance is gone. What are you going to do with yours? Keep grinding, keep telling yourself it'll balance out later, keep missing moments that won't come again? Or are you going to wake up today and realize that the most valuable currency isn't money, it's time with people who matter? I can't give you back the years I wasted, but maybe I can save you from wasting yours. That's why I made this video. That's why I'm sharing my story, even though it's embarrassing, even though it's painful. That's what 79 years taught me. That's what $4 million bought me. A very expensive, very lonely lesson. If this hit you hard, leave a comment. Tell me what you're going to change. And subscribe to 70 Years Later. I have more truths to share while I still can. Your time is limited. How are you spending it?